Hey, my name is Scott Lydon, and you're watching Swifty. In this video, I'm going to talk about how compilers find closures and what happens if two closures have the same name but different ID. And I'm also going to talk about something that isn't in the Swift programming guide, and that is, what are the bare minimum syntax requirements for a Swift compiler to infer parameter types of closures? Swift programming guide shows some of this, but not all of it. And I'm going to start by showing you two closures with the same name and different IDs. So Swift's compiler is actually smart enough to find a closure that matches the ID that you're calling with. So let's say, it is calling this one, but let's say we wanted it to call this one. If we instead made this one int, it's going to call this one. And I'm going to put a K on the end just so you can see. And then if we take that away and then we change this back, then it's going to call this one. And sting is not a type. String is, however, so it should compile. All right, cool. So you have a few options with the syntax of the closure. You can either declare the type here and list the parameter names that you will use in the body, or you can actually take this out, and if you do that, you're going to have to list the full type here with the name and type for the internal parameter as well. I'll just give it a minute. Oh, sting is all. Alright, so those are two options. Another option is if the closure expression takes no parameters and you don't want to declare the type of the closure must be only one line and provide the return value. So we can delete this, and it's one line, provides the return value. If we make it two lines, it's not going to be happy. No, it's going to say unable to infer complex closure return type, add explicit type to disambiguate. It just doesn't like that line. It's going to work now. Also, because it's one line, we don't have to say return. So we can just leave it as 10. So this right here is a closure that takes nothing and returns 10 and doesn't do much in the body. So notice it's actually not even calling this function. Again, it finds a closure that matches the ID. The ID of this closure that it's calling is having the name closure expression and takes a string. So it looks for this and calls it. If we were to comment this out, we would have an issue because it won't be able to find a matching closure. I'm going to press play. Yep. So if we were to take out the string, however, because this is a closure that doesn't take any parameters, it will work. And we can print it. You can look on the right. You'll see the 10. But we can also print it, and then you'll see it down here. All right, cool.